we're actually talking about minimap control in this episode, or this chapter of this episode, rather. Why is it important to keep your eyes on the minimap?
Well, generally speaking, in the game, one of your biggest resources as a player that you have available to you at any point in time, especially as Zerg, is map vision. Your ability to see what's coming for you on the map, to catch surprise attacks coming at you, drops coming at you, armies moving out. And if you're not looking at your minimap, you're not actually making use of the vision you have available to you, the vision that you've essentially spent resources gaining by having Zerglings out on the map at watchtowers or overlords in good positioning. So you got to be looking at the map in order to actually gain the advantage that you've earned for yourself in game in order to prepare and prevent these drops and other attacks from outright killing you.
Understood. Now, how much of the time would you say your vision needs to be on the minimap?
Generally speaking, Generally speaking, it's the overwhelming majority of the time. You're glancing at your upper right briefly to make sure you're spending your money and to keep track of your current supply and whatnot. You're constantly looking at the lower left to catch what's going on, and you're making very frequent glances. And generally speaking, you're only really looking at the middle of your screen during intense micro conflicts and when you have to place buildings. And you try to make that as short as possible because you want to see what's coming on the minimap at all times.
Understood. That's perfect. That's actually even foreshadowing something we're going to be discussing in a later chapter, the macro triangle, but we'll leave that for then. In the meantime, I do want to just go ahead and show you guys point blank the benefits of having Overlord position. My good friend, even though Terran is your off race, will you drop me?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Guys, please pay attention to the mini-map. You can see me selecting that right now. Just circling it here with the mouse, as this is the money shot. Now pretend I'm, macroing around, injecting hard, microing my units. Ooh, look, these are Zerglings. These are Zerglings. Oh, here we go. Here's a drop. Oh my god, I can get in position. I can get in position. Keeping my eyes on the mini-map. Keeping my eyes on the mini-map. Let's get over here. Let's get over here. Let's get our queens in position. Now let's go ahead and move some Zerglings over. I don't need that many. Alright, that way we don't get caught out of position. Oh, it's a bio drop. Oh yeah, here we go. And those Zerglings coming over here, getting in position. Let's make some units. I know we're floating a bunch of money. Please forgive us, guys. And hopefully you do see the beauty here of keeping your eyes on the minimap. That is it for this part. Thanks for joining us. Now, just a quick little summary of other things to do with the minimap. You can actually move your units. I believe you might have just seen me do that while defending. Let's say you have all your Zerglings gathered here at your third base. Say there's a drop going to your natural, or not your natural, I'm sorry, your main. But, usually when a Terran drops one location, they're going to drop another one. It's just kind of the way this is done. So when you attack, and then you press attack and then click your main, you can actually click on the minimap to send the units there. Then just grab half the units by boxing and pull them back to this third, just in case there is a drop. And then of course get your queens to whichever one is the most threatening drop and start targeting those down. If you have more than 2 or 3 queens, you could possibly even split those as well, especially if your creep spread, unlike mine, actually connects your natural to your third. Guys, be a good player and do that, and also don't float 11,000 minerals like you see me doing here. Another thing you could do is actually injection via the minimap. As you see, I have my queens right here in my main, but I could still go to my third just by pressing inject on my keyboard and clicking the hatchery. Sometimes they'll say must target unit. You have to make sure you actually get the hatchery. It could take a couple of clicks, but it is pretty quick. Another thing to actually try is, just clicking the minimap when you want to move to a location rather than scrolling along the screen. Very, very important to be able to do that as well. And finally, bear in mind that you can always rally by the minimap all your hatcheries and whatnot to where you want to go. This is going to be very important when we discuss the macro triangle, so please stay tuned.